I've been saying that Trump is playing five-dimensional chess. Let me show you the 5 dimensions of a win here for America. The reason why I was horrified by what I saw come out of the Oval Office on Friday, but not because of why everybody else was. It was so stupid. Zelensky was just playing a game, and you don't play a game against Trump unless you have a card. He's standing there going, I don't know, I'm going to raise the stakes. And he's like, dude, you don't have any cards. None of them in your hand. What are you doing? We're not playing. You're not capable of even playing this game. I don't know, I'm going to push all in. Okay. So he was just stupid. First of all, put on a tie, man. Put on a tie. I know this is ridiculous. What's the big deal? He can come in his jeans. Ronald Reagan never came in jeans. I've never seen, even Elon Musk wears a T-shirt with a jacket. Have you ever seen him in the Oval Office with just a T-shirt? He's put a jacket on top. Wear a frickin' jacket. You know where you are. The White House, the Oval Office. Okay, but that's small. Don't pick fights. Unless you know you're not going to get clobbered. But he was playing a game, trying to cozy up, look like the strong man who was going to stand up against Donald Trump and unite Europe, because I should be in NATO. Good luck with that one, NATO. Let me show you what happened. And part of it, an extra win for the United States might happen just because Europe was stupid and they threw themselves in with Zelensky. So here's what Trump is accomplishing with all of this. 1, stopping a war. Who's against that? About maybe 500,000 people, 500,000 people. Remember, we lost about 60,000 in Vietnam. Remember how horrible that was? Russia's lost 200,000. These are low numbers. Ukraine, 50,000, low numbers. So 250,000 people lost in this war. Could be much, much higher. Let's end it. What do you say? Because I don't even think anybody even knows what this one is about anymore. Okay, so it ends that. 2, it ends the spending of the United States in Ukraine, where we don't have any idea where any of it is going. Okay? It is a corrupt country. I don't want to be helping their sock industry. Do you want to be responsible? Because you already are. Under Biden, you were paying for all of the Social Security benefits for everybody who has worked in the Ukrainian government. Are you for that? Because I'm not. What the hell are we doing with that? All right. Ending the killing, ending the bleed of money. Now, what does everybody get out of it? Well, let's take Russia. Here's point number 2. Number 1, stop the bleeding on people and money. Number 2, Russia. It lets Putin go home while declaring a win, but everyone else knows he actually lost. How can you possibly say that? Because he was supposed to go in there and in 2 weeks take Ukraine. Now we are, 4 years later, 3 years later, and he still only has 20% and he is stuck. So it's not going anywhere. Go ahead, Putin. Cross into Poland and see what happens to you if you do that. The idea that Russia can just plow into Europe has now been proven to be false. He lost in Europe. Okay, so he can go home and declare he won because he's got some land. I don't like that, but that's what happens in war. 2, with Trump and Putin at the negotiating table, what is Trump doing? He's siding with Russia. That's what he's doing. No. He is getting the rare earth minerals from Russia. Russia and Ukraine are sitting on a gigantic pile of rare earth minerals. If you don't know what that is That's the thing that makes your computer work. If we don't have rare earth minerals, we cannot compete in the world of tomorrow. Who has 90% of them? China. Did we help that? Yes, because we gave China Afghanistan. You know why we built that gigantic base over there that we just handed to them? Because that's near the site of rare earth minerals. Again, we cannot compete in tomorrow's world without rare earth minerals. Why do you think China is all cozied up to Russia on this? Not just because they're against the United States. They want the rare earth minerals. What are they doing all over the world? They're making deals and saying, hey, so we'll kind of, juice your economy here and you give us the rare earth minerals. They're smart. They're thinking ahead. Oh, I'm not used to this. So is the President of the United States. Thinking ahead. We need the rare earth minerals. So we win. But because we win, well, I'll get to that here in a second. So we win. We're giving money, that really is Russia's anyway, we're giving money to Russia to buy the rare earth minerals. That's a win for us because we're getting them at a discount. China, we have to buy them from them at a higher rate. Money doesn't talk to Putin, it screams. He wants the money from the United States for the rare earth minerals, and he goes away not happy, but not vengeful. Kind of an important thing. So there's win number 2, Putin and Russia, and rare earth minerals for America. 3, Ukraine. Okay, they didn't get the NATO thing. They're never going to get the NATO thing. It allows for us to now buy rare earth minerals from Ukraine. They make money. We get something in return. And here's the really important thing for Ukraine. If we have our companies and rare earth minerals, those are extraordinarily valuable to the United States. Do you think we're going to build infrastructure and mines and everything else to get those rare earth minerals out, and then we're just going to say, oh, Putin just took them all? Nope. We're not sending in troops. But you will understand soon in the coming days, months, and years how important rare earth minerals are. We would send troops if that was our stash of rare earth minerals. Okay, so a win for Ukraine. They didn't get the guarantee, but they get it another way. America's interests are now in Ukraine. He should have taken these things. 4, Europe. What has been the goal of Donald Trump for Europe? He's been saying we're going to get out of NATO. He doesn't. That's not his goal. I don't think he would mind getting out of NATO because it's an old alliance that no longer is necessary. But what does he really want? He wants to stop paying 70% for the defense of Europe. We pay 70% of everything that Europe has in defense. We pay 70% of that. No, we're not going to do that anymore. So what happens? Well, because of the WEF, strategy over in Europe, you have them coming together on Zelensky's side. That's not going to make NATO stronger because America is not going to go and get involved. And if you think we're going to blink on that, Donald Trump will sew his eyelids open before he would blink on, okay, we're going to send some troops into NATO. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. That weakens NATO, yes, but it also does what? It forces NATO to spend more money on their own defense. A win for America. NATO pays more. Okay, what's the other win? the World War II plans, the World War II model for the world takes a major hit. That's another goal of anybody who wants to get out of NATO, anybody who wants to say, the world has changed. Why are we still doing it that way? Which is Donald Trump. The downside on this one is that the EU, because of where they're headed with the World Economic Forum, they're headed to a very unpleasant place. I mean, they just said, when JD Vance was over there, they just said, we don't have anything in common with America if they're going to be for free speech and freedom of press and not changing the results of elections. I don't think we have as much in common. Well, you know what? I don't want to be your ally if that's what you believe. You're an enemy to freedom. No, I don't want to be I don't want to spend money for your defense. It could cause a Cold War between us and Europe, which would not be a good thing, but morally, ethically, and strategically, if that's who they're going to be, how do we remain their friends? Wouldn't mind being a trading partner, but not your friend. And the fifth win, 5-dimensional chess. The fifth win that Donald Trump is getting. China loses Russia. China loses the rare earth minerals that Russia just captured. China loses its grip not just on Russia, but also on us. Why did Trump, one of the first things he said, you know what? We ought to buy Greenland. How much? Greenland, come on. There's always a price. How much? Why? Because we needed ice cubes? We needed rare earth minerals. The downside on all of this stuff is if Russia and Zelensky don't make a deal with the United States, Greenland, sorry, you're going to be seeing a lot of us in the future. Because to compete, for America to win, for America to advance, for America to be a superpower, for us not to be slaves of China, we must have rare earth minerals. That's what this whole thing is all about. At least for Donald Trump. It was about bribery, graft, war with Europe and with Biden. With Trump, it's about peace. It's about everybody can win here. And the United States will win, to quote him, bigly, because we need the rare earth minerals. Anybody who says that Trump is stupid, Trump is causing a war, no, he's not. No, he's not. But the world is changing. And for once, finally, we have a president that knows how to negotiate, is negotiating on so many levels, it's mind-boggling, and a president that's going to win, not for him, not for his cronies, but for America's future.